Massive breakthrough announced. This is huge. Google's latest quantum breakthrough is 13,000 times faster than supercomputers. So how did they do this? And thanks to PC World, Google has taken a decisive step towards practical quantum computers. A research team from Google Quantum AI has reported the first verifiable quantum advantage. What is that? It's a measurable computing advantage over conventional supercomputers that can be then reproduced by other quantum systems. So for the first time, a quantum calculation isn't a one-off. It can be repeated on every single quantum computer. But that isn't the biggest thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. A new algorithm called quantum echoes, which ran on Google's new Willow quantum processor that was unveiled in 2024, ran the simulation. The system performed a simulation of quantum dynamics in just 2 hours, a task that would have taken the frontier supercomputer around 3.2 years to do. That's a 13,000-fold jump. Now, this was reported in the academic journal Nature, which means it's real. To get in Nature, everything is triple verified. This is an even bigger leap forward than last time by Google. How so? Google previously announced quantum supremacy in 2019. I remember that clearly. It was just before I started this channel, but was criticized at the time because the demonstrated computational task was far too theoretical and difficult to understand. This time, it's different. The results of quantum echoes are verifiable, meaning that other quantum computers can perform the same exact calculation and arrive at the same exact result. This has never happened before, folks. And the real meaning of this is mind-blowing. We'll talk about that toward the end. This is the first measurable proof of the superiority of a quantum computing architecture in a real scientific task. So this is a real problem that was solved, not a theoretical problem. So how does quantum echoes work? The quantum echoes algorithm uses a method called out-of-order time correlator, OTOC. Researchers send a signal into the quantum system, deliberately disturb a single qubit. That sounds very difficult to do. And then reverse the process. The returning echo reveals how stable the system remains. So if the echo is identical to the input, the system is stable. The experiment ran on Google's 105-qubit Willow processor, which has already played a role in earlier advances, specifically in quantum error correction. So quantum computers are extremely sensitive. They can very easily make errors if anything in the system is disturbed in the slightest. That's why most quantum computers are chilled to extremely low temperatures to slow down the atoms so that disturbances don't occur. The new demonstration shows that Google's hardware is now precise and stable enough to deliver reproducible results, which is a critical step in building error-resistant quantum computers. So what they did can also be used in real-world applications. What's an example? In cooperation with the University of California, Berkeley, the quantum echoes algorithm was used to analyze molecular structures, and the results were consistent with nuclear magnetic resonance, NMR, except it also provided additional details that are not even known from conventional methods. So this has reset the bar on understanding molecular behavior. That's what they just said in plain English. Can you spell cure for cancer? So what does this mean for the future? Huge. According to Google, the quantum echoes algorithm could pave the way for practical use cases within the next 5 years. What is something else that's going to be practically used 5 years from now? I'll tell you in a minute. Something else exceedingly difficult. So what are examples of what you can use quantum echoes for? Pharmaceutical research, as I just said, cure cancer, the development of new materials, or even the creation of more powerful batteries. AI systems can also benefit because of the enhanced computing power at far greater speeds. So there's a guy named Hartmut Neven, founder and head of the Google Quantum AI Lab. He said, classical computers cannot precisely calculate what happens at the molecular level. They have to make assumptions. With a quantum computer, on the other hand, we can speak the language of nature and manage this complexity. In other words, quantum computers can do things no previous computer possibly can. Now, how big a deal is this? Here we go. The newly crowned Nobel Prize winner in physics, Michel Devoret, chief scientist at Google Quantum AI, calls quantum echoes yet another milestone. So this is one of the most brilliant people on the planet who just won the Nobel, says this is a major milestone. This is a new step towards full-fledged quantum computation. So what does this mean in the real world? It means 3 things, and these are huge. Number 1, quantum computing is rapidly approaching practical reality. Why does that matter? 13,000 times faster processing. Stunning. Think of the size of LLMs that will be able to run on quantum computers. Instead of 1 trillion parameters, you can have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 times that many parameters. This is massive. Number 2, quantum computing finds solutions to problems that we don't even know exist. The example was finding out things about molecular structures that classical computers could not even figure out. So it's not just faster processing, it's orders of magnitude better processing. Number 3, clearly quantum computers will dramatically improve AI. And I told you I would tell you something else that will be coming into commercialization 5 years from now that's exceedingly difficult. Fusion power. So marry infinitely more powerful computers with unlimited clean energy. The world is profoundly changed. So what does this mean for you personally? Well, this is the clearest indication that I've ever posted of how radically things are changing now and how different this world will be in 5 short years. And it's on so many aspects of our lives right now that it's insane. And I've talked about some of them. Millions of robots, a personal AI assistant that knows you better than you know yourself, fully autonomous cars and trucks, and much, much more. I'm not even scratching the surface. Because in parallel to quantum computers, quantum technology is being used to develop breakthrough sensors. So yeah, all of this stuff is going to impact you. And in particular, don't let anyone deceive you. All this stuff is going to profoundly impact the job market and work. What can you do about it? I've said it many times now, my friends. Pick something to do that still requires the human touch. And yes, there will be many things 5 years from now that still require the human touch. If you want to know what some of those are, watch any of my prior videos. What do you think? Do you think this is as big a breakthrough as the article and I just described? What do you think the impact on the world is? Drop your comments below. Also, if you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you to my subscribers for continuing to watch and for my new subscribers for joining this community. And please support us on Patreon. The Patreon contributions are picking up, and I really, really appreciate it because that allows us to continue to grow the channel. And importantly, in 2026, start bringing you resources that will help you change to a relatively AI-resistant career. Thanks so much. See you next time. Take care.